You're welcome to your live exclusive tarot report. I forgot to schedule the full moon exams. What? The shooting exam? The full moon ceremony for tomorrow. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. And then Thursday we're gonna do the pick a card reading. So we have quite the eventful week this week. First of all, huge shout outs to Forest Fairy Tarot. I just did a soulmate tarot archetype report. But let me see, where is that? But yeah, huge shout outs to Forest Fairy Tarot for gifting me amazing decks. Okay, she hooked me up with the After Tarot, and this is like the mini version. Double shot of Venus. I am only doing this because of you. Let's just make sure I was doing this at 3, and then you're like, Peace Dealer, you need to do this later. I'm like, what? Really? Let me vote on it. Should I do this later? It turns out y'all actually agreed with her. And now we doing the sweet spot here. So much appreciated. She hooked me up with the Before Tarot deck and the After Tarot. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna use the After Tarot today. I just had to shuffle it before because it wasn't really that shuffled. This one is barely just broken and shuffled, but I want to break in this one. I have 2 After Tarots, a smaller and a bigger one. And yeah. Boom. So I think I've shuffled this sufficiently enough, maybe a little bit. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We will be all right. So what's this reading regarding? Scorpio season. We're going to do 3 tarot readings. Normally, the first one is general. The second one will do like relationships. And the third one will do career. But I'm just going to do 3 different spreads. I'm just going to do 3 different spreads, and we're going to see what comes up. We're going to see what comes up. So that's going to be the theme, but I'm going to read them like they're all general. Okay. Because especially given a Scorpio season, I get the sense that this deck is just going to tell me what the fuck it wants to tell me. And be like, here, give us a romance measure. And be like, fuck love. This is Scorpio season. You need to know this. So we're just going to go with the flow. We're just going to go with the flow. We're going to see what happens. I just finished reading Soul Eater yesterday, the manga. I feel accomplished. Okay. Because I saw the anime first, and the anime ending was just so unfulfilling. So I finally read the manga, which was good. I heard the manga ending was good, and it was. It's totally 2 different stories at this point. But yeah, BTC really does today. I've been reading tons lately. Also, that's what's up. Yes, sir. Thank you, Jalen. It was definitely worth it. Especially knowing Fire Force is a prequel to Soul Eater. It's very, very fulfilling. That being said, if I haven't seen the moon message yet, am I lacking? I just uploaded it maybe less than an hour ago. So, oh, wait, I don't even know if it's actually uploaded. Did it actually? It may not even be up yet. So, nah, it's probably still loading right now. And I lied. It is finally up there. Yeah, it just uploaded. So you're not lacking. You still got some time, bruh. You still got some time. Yeah. All right, cool. Let me put that on. All right. So, like I mentioned before, I think on the cosmic energy tune-up, um, well, we've reached the full moon position. All right, where you're going to be rapidly transforming over the next 2 weeks. As soon as the moon touches down on Uranus, which it will at the end of the moon in Taurus, rapid transformation up until that new moon. Then the new moon is going to oppose Uranus and step us into Sagittarius season, which is going to be pretty wild following a Mercury retrograde. That are any of you already feeling this Mercury retrograde? I hate to be that guy. I don't want to be the glitches happen in Mercury retrograde, but I cursed my computer like twice. All right, I've gotten to the point where I just openly threaten my computer with hexes and just say some devious things just to cope. But it also works. Not gonna lie there. All right, cool. Because hopefully the opposition of Uranus is gonna make this nasty, guys. I'm gonna be completely honest. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. So we're gonna start with this first spread. For those of you who would like your own personal card, click the description box below. Join the queue. I think the minimum is $10 a card, and you can stack on that as much as you want. So yeah. Yeah, there we go. I'll even throw in a 3 for 20 deal. Okay. I also have my 30% off sale on all consultations and reports. So feel free to take advantage. So for the first reading, this is going to be a general reading for this Scorpio season and what we got coming through here. Okay. No, for real. It's already shaping up to be diabolical. So the underlying theme we have for this Scorpio season, is Moon in Sagittarius, the Nine of Wands. Oh, fuck with that. So Nine of Wands is definitely. I love this deck. I'm seeing these newly the way you're seeing this. Like I like how they add people here. Nine of Wands is saying, don't get finessed. All right, rest on your past experience. The Nine of Wands looks like they have walls up, but they've been deceived. They've been through the block. You ever be so experienced, you can almost sense when someone is trying to finesse you. Like you've seen all the patterns. Like imagine when you fell for your first scam. Fast forward after you fell for the scam a second or fourth time, and now like you're a few years in the game, you can recognize a scam. Like you recognize the makings of a scam. You're like, smells like a scam, sounds like a scam, looks like a scam, bitch, you're a scammer. And this is just keeping your walls up. The Nine of Wands is this sense of resilience and ability to handle harsh circumstances that other people would just turn tail and start crying. All right. So basically, this is saying to really get your nuts up. All right. Get your ovaries up. This sounds like a romance pop for me. Oh my God. So, like, yeah. Nine of Wands is definitely I think also going to keep you sharp, which you would think is a swords card. It's letting your resilience and experience carry you forward. All right. And oh my God, that's crazy. And yeah, I think that's definitely very fitting. Um it's not really you being untrustworthy as much as just really hard to fool. And it's also a sense of overprotectiveness. I definitely got you. Appreciate you. Let's get it crack-a-lacking. Boom. So the main lesson we have for this is okay. I love this deck because I like this interpretation. 9 of Swords is you demon slaying. All right. So I'm pretty sure I can say it. It's nodding your head. You're getting psychically attacked, fam, by like a collective unconscious vibration. So I think some of you might be projecting this towards actual people who represent this archetype. And it's not necessarily like that can't be the case, but it's way bigger than that. If you just kind of keep it towards one person, it's way deeper than that. The lesson of this is breaking through this dark night of the soul. And one, these are unconscious, like anxieties that you will project through others. And this is your way of breaking through anxiety, whether through journal writing. This could be insomnia. I know it's not necessarily been difficult to go to sleep early. I just don't want to, right? I've been going to sleep increasingly later versus some of you with insomnia that it's hard for you to go to sleep. So I want to get that out the way because first, there is this sense of unconscious projections you're not aware of that are having you process anxiety. However, this is about passion, pain, and demon slaying. Kid Cudi's album. This is about fighting back against psychic attack. Because some people think you're soft, guys. Some people think that they're just going to let you talk all over that. Some people think that you're just going to let them talk all over you, talk about you. And they don't know you have the blicky. You have the word of the sword. You have this demon on edge because you're not letting it walk all over you. We have this theme of the 9 and the 9. Okay. You're nearing completion. And this is that last bit of friction as you RIP the anxiety. But the main lesson is a lot of like, I want you to comment / if you found yourself unconsciously responding to gossip about you or to ideas projected at you, and it's just you there. It's like you're going in. It's like you're using your own anxiety to go in. And you could comment. I didn't even think there was a / button. I meant the word /, but you could also use the / icon. That's totally fine as well. Like, you're telepathically beating the fuck out of people. Like, you're using your word, which is your sword, to be like, I know you're not fucking with me, bitch. Like, there is a vulgarity to this. There is a vulgarity to it. It's raw. It's sharp. Okay, this is like Mars in Gemini. Yeah, because the 8 is Jupiter in Gemini. So, you know what I mean? Like, for those of you who are commenting / imagine this is like the analogy I have. If you commented / right? It's like, imagine if witches sent demons or negative essences or people remote viewing, these losers remote viewing you. Imagine if they did that for the purpose of tormenting you, and then they're the ones getting tormented. It's like they thought you had a weak will, and they thought that they would just spook you out and just say all sorts of stuff that you're supposed to have guilt over. And now they're the ones being tormented, even though they came to torment you. And it's like they didn't realize how fucking stupid they are and how you keep the blicky with you. Reverse Uno on that ass. They didn't expect for you to murk them. It's like, wow, you saved me. It's literally, I see you saying, you saved me the trouble of finding your bitch ass. And I could just murk you here. That's what you're saying. That's what your higher self is saying. It's almost as if you were used as bait to draw this out. A huge reverse Uno. They just feeding the dragon. Okay. And the challenge we have here is the Ace of Cups. So, I mean, the challenge is letting in new love. The challenge is this spiritual awakening. Because remember, this is the darkest night of the soul. It's the dark before dawn. And the challenge is some of you may be blocking this out through this dealing of your anxiety, whereas others of you or some of you are murdering this psychic attack, which is opening the space for this support. And this is very beautiful. Yeah, this is a very cute Ace of Cups. So the challenge is opening up your heart for love. It's not even just, I don't want to make this a romance thing. This is a spiritual awakening. Most Glocks discontinue the day after my penis. This is very significant because you have support on the way, but as you're clearing this sense of projected anxiety, and also as you are clearing this sense of you know, the psychic attack, there is this support, there is this spiritual awakening, there is this new feelings that now it's hard to feel because you're caught up in all this, but you are actively clearing away. The 9 is temporary. It gives you the impression that it's permanent. It's actually temporary as fuck. So the proof of this with the Ace of Cups is, of course, bringing in this dynamic of new love. And the underlying theme we have is, of course, Venus in Virgo. All right, 9 of Pentacles. This looks fire. I love this deck already. Just notice how their lives are after that fails. Thank you, Divine Reflection, because they're going to realize that you are not one to be fucked with. That's the underlying theme. Like, you weren't born yesterday. You can recognize this from, you know, by this point, you know what your thoughts are. You know what's your feelings versus someone trying to pimp your own mind versus someone trying to tell you what you should feel. And you're letting them know, bitch, you don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Like, I know what it is I believe and want to believe. And they're shook. They're like, what? We thought you would be racked with guilt and fear. They don't realize you're unfuckwittable. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You have nothing to feel guilty for. Who gives a fuck what they think? They can't act on it. That's why they're playing these weird subliminal mind games, but they're trash. You're not even good at what you're trying to do. And with limited resources, we're murking you. So with the 9 of Pentacles, you have this powerful foundation. Especially if you're playing broke. A lot of people don't know you've planted seeds that have secured your wealth. Remember, we're set for life. That's not a lie. That's not just some affirmation. It's the fucking truth. And it's beautiful because you can see this ace is pointing towards the 9 of Pentacles, right? It's like, even though there's this anxiety, at the foundation of this reading is nothing but independent wealth and riches. You've taken the time to grow. The snail on the bottom of that card means there was patience involved into really racking up these racks. Okay. And for some of you, that can translate into money, but it doesn't have to look like a lot of money on the bank. And that could be what's stopping you from really recognizing people trying to take advantage of your wealth by making you feel like, oh, you're not that wealthy, so you're going to be okay with settling for less than your worth. The past position we have is the Lover's card. So, I mean, I still maintain this isn't a romance reading, but we do have this card of sex. We do have this card of choosing to love, which now with the Ace of Cups is looking like a romance reading, guys. I'm not going to sell you short and give you a romance read. The Lover's card in the past position, I think, is talking about engaging in your passions and stuff you love to do or having some freaky time. Anyway, other than that, I think it's interesting seeing that with the Ace of Cups because it really resituates maybe a new phase of what you can come into enjoying or showing love towards. But let's get some more insight because the crown of this reading we have is the soulmate card. All right, this is increasingly looking like a fucking romance. This is the soulmate card. So the Six of Cups is Sun in Scorpio. So the outlook of everything is pure. And that's letting us know the nature of this illusion, okay? The nature of this illusion is to make you think that, you know what I mean? Oh, nobody likes you. That's why you're a failure. Oh, you can't do anything right. But if you zoom out, you are well loved. You're rich. There's pure innocence around you. You're loved. And there's literally a spiritual awakening and new love here for you. Okay. So this is very interesting. Is someone, and a lot of this is coming from people who are so jealous that they can't manipulate you. You have like, I feel like to you, it's not a big deal. To you, certain things aren't as serious, and you're not understanding how serious it is to these people. Like these people see you at a certain level, and they hate the fact that you're demonstrating you were above them the entire time. You never said, I'm above you. But by your actions, you reflected that they operate at a lower level than you. They actively lowered themselves, getting base into their ego, and you kept it spirit and soul the whole time. And they hate that what works on other people doesn't work on you. So, like, they can try to block your blessings, and it's not working. You can never be blocked. You're unblockable. Okay, when you're shining, it irritates their demons and insecurities, quite literally. And the worst defeat for them is that even in this vulnerable position, you're still putting boot to ass. You're still kicking their ass and embarrassing them. So it's like you don't even need your final form. You're like, you fool, this isn't even my final form. Like I didn't even put makeup on for the ladies watching, or I didn't even put on I'm literally in my pajamas, murking your ass. Like it's crazy. So this is interesting. Lovers, Six of Cups, Ace of Cups. Like this Scorpio season is very interesting. It's transformed. This is what I mean. Over the next 2 weeks, it's going to rapidly transform to reflect what you've always been dealing with. So I feel like this is the last stand to block you from what you have worked hard to harvest, right? Because they know that they can't stop you from getting it. So the best they can do is to make you feel guilty. It's so weird. Like these people there's this sense of like derangement syndrome that this year's worth of holding in resentment towards what you represent or you has facilitated. Now, the next step we have is the Fool. So you are taking a leap of faith moving forward. And I do feel it's heavily connected to this Ace of Cups and this challenge. Because the challenge is to accept this new feeling. The challenge is to really step into this new love. New love could mean just something you like to do, or it could be a new relationship. That with the Six of Cups is a soulmate. It is somebody who you have a pure, innocent connection with. But this can also just represent this nostalgia or the vibes around you. So the Fool card is going to have you embark on a new adventure. How do we know this is real? The Fool is Uranus, right? And what is the next step? The moon is going to conjunct Uranus in less than 24 hours. So that lets us know we're going to activate this cycle. What's coming up around you and what you're showing up as is the Four of Wands. So there is festivity, there is happiness, there is more support around you than you may know, especially with the Four of Swords or the Four of Wands and the Four of Swords. There is this rest and relaxation. You might be seen as a place of rest and relaxation. And guess what? Whenever we see the Lovers and the Four of Swords in a reading, it is talking about a sublime season of the soulmate. So for some of you, people are talking dirty about you to people who you're not even aware of so that they can put them off of you. And now all that is backfiring because they think those people are stupid and can't make decisions on their own. So they're checking you out to see if what was said about you is true, only to realize not only is it wrong, by them trying to lie to these people, they screwed themselves over. Now these people are even more resentful of you because of shit they did to themselves. And the whole time you are minding your business. And the whole time you are minding your business, probably blissfully unaware that this is even happening. So the guidance we have is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is very interesting because I think it correlates with the Ace of Cups. It's a seductive, romantic approach. This is Pisces right here. But it's a seductive, romantic approach that appeals to people's feelings. If we had the Knight of Swords or the Knight of Pentacles, I would say you want to approach this analytically, or you want to approach this intellectually with the swords, analytically with the pentacles, right? You want to approach this in a more sensible way. If we had the Knight of Wands, I would say you want to approach this more passionately and to really just get flared up. Knight of Cups is seductive. It's Justin Bieber. Baby, baby, baby. Oh, yeah, I know I have an immaculate voice, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could do something tonight. You see how seductive this is? And you see how the woman I'd be saying this to would be like, oh, please do it. Oh my God. Oh, that's the Knight of Cups, bruh. That's the Knight of Cups, my friend. It's seductive. It taps into your heart. It's not trying to get intellectually with you. It's like, how you feel, girl? How you feel, baby girl? You looking cute, baby girl? Like, none of the shit you saying makes sense. But it doesn't matter about the sense. It's about the vibe. It's about the vibe. You gotta turn your Diddy Bieber on. You feel me? Yep, that's it. It's cool. And with the Fool headed in a new direction, right? It's more artistic. Okay. And the outcome we have is the Magician. Amen. So the outcome is you're going to manifest what you've been wanting to manifest. The Magician is moving in an inventive, original direction, and it's bringing your vision into reality. Now, it's cool because this also could be like the most compatible person. And shout out to Forest Fairy Tarot. Once again, we are using the After Tarot. All right. Next month, we're going to use the Before Tarot. All right. So for the next tarot exclusive forecast. But yes, I think the Magician. What do you guys feel about the Magician as the outcome? I think this is really beautiful. As you can see, we do have this Nine of Swords. And the challenge is the Ace of Swords, letting in new love, letting in this spiritual awakening. And the outcome we have here is the Magician. So we are going to see a definitive breakthrough that's going to activate your own personal sense of genius. I even like that we're going from the Fool to the Magician. This next step is going to really prepare you appropriately for Sagittarius season, with which you're going to have to master a basic to intermediate element of magic in order to not get burned alive to a crisp. It's so funny. I split the deck and I got the Nine of Cups, like you mentioned, Forest Fairy. I love this. Beautiful. Okay. So that's the first reading. Alchemy level up. I agree. I think this is very profound. However this plays through, all right, for some of you, because I do want to maintain this is more psychic attack that you're breaking through. But for some of you, you could be actively pushing love away, right? I think you could be mistaking someone who actually has genuine intentions as someone who's trying to attack you. You know, you're dealing with this anxiety, but you want to open up to this in whatever form it takes, because this is going to be a +1 support. All right, which I think is beautiful. But regardless, you can't miss it. I think the challenge is going to be how you integrate it, because you're definitely going to step into it. And I see this not just as new love, but spiritual awakening. Remember, Scorpio season is completing the supernatural awakening that we did since the Pluto conjunction. So this is it. This is the results of that. And this is you as a challenge spiritually awakening. This is going to feel like new feelings. You just have to break through the projected anxiety that is occurring. So next, we're going to do our next spread. Let's see if we get a little bit deeper. Once again, for those of you who would like a tarot card, feel free to join the queue. 888 follow the moon. We got you. I'm gonna do 3 for 20. So it's $10 minimum for a card, but I will do 3 for 20 for just to hook it up a little bit. So next is supposed to be a relationship romance reading, but I'm just gonna keep this open. We're just gonna do like 3 general spreads. The last one's supposed to be career, but we'll just keep the interpretation open. Okay. So the underlying theme we have for this next reading, I think the first spread was reflective of Libra season. In this next spread is going to be Scorpio season. You could say that. I mean, we started this Scorpio season off with a Libra new moon at the end of Libra. So I don't think that's far off to say. So we do have temperance. Temperance as an underlying theme is very promising. Whereas the first spread we had moon in Sagittarius, temperance is Sagittarius. So despite how your lifestyle looks now, this is a promise that you're going to balance things so much more fluidly. All right. Everything about the temperance is bridging the unconscious, subconscious with the conscious, bringing elements from thin air into reality. All right. And through alchemy, being able to bring greater balance and flow into your life. Once again, this is going to be very promising if maybe you don't have that level of flow. Being set for life. And I don't mean in a compromising way. I mean in a way that you can enjoy more of your lifestyle. So that's going to be an underlying theme. Instead of going cold turkey, what can you do less of that you do too much of? And what don't you do enough of that you could do more? Because this is going to enable you to combine elements of your lifestyle that may never usually fit together. All right. So the main lesson we have here is the 9 of Pentacles. I like that. I like this. Might as well be the career reading. So the lesson here, remember, and this is beautiful, guys, because do you remember we had the 9 of Swords? We had the 9 of Swords for the first reading. Now we have the 9 of Pentacles. So the main lesson of this is I'm rich, bitch, honk, honk. Like, this is wealth. This isn't 10 of Pentacles wealth. This is independent. I made it by myself money. Okay, this is all I have is money, fame, and notoriety. And I'm crying with $100 bill. Like, this is, you don't fuck with anybody right now. You're focused on you. All right. This is the I'd rather be lonely and rich than social and broke. And it's not saying you have to be lonely. This is just you working while other people are partying. This is you enjoying your own independent riches. And of course, this season is going to break a lot of you into this 9 of Pentacles status. So it's going to actually have you come into more independent wealth than you're used to. And the challenge we have here is the Hermit. So we have Venus in Virgo and Virgo. So the Hermit card is, as a challenge, don't tell anybody that you're rich as fuck. Like the Hermit card is, you're literally going to go out your way to kind of keep a lot of this to yourself. You're not hiding, mind you. This is not hiding. This is mind your fucking business. Hey, how did you make that mind your fucking business? Like you're going to really just be chilling. I think the Hermit card is you really coming into an internal reflection of this sense of mastery and how it is you even manage your finances. What I'm picking off right off rip is you're not the boss of me for sure, but also you're not really in a rush to let people know. Like for most people, if they suddenly had like 7-8 figures they have to spend freely, They're going to go out into the bar. They're going to go to the club. They're going to go out. They're going to spend that money on like all their friends. I see you pretending you're broke. No bullshit. I see you just like chilling. Like, yeah, I'm all right. You know, I make like what, 50,000 a year. Like you might actually lie about what you're making. And I love that for you. I see you. I see you. I knew you weren't stupid. I knew you were smart. People are on a need to know basis. You feel me? I would still fry rice that day and chill out. A humble millionaire. You feel me? Yup. Shout out to the day traders. You'd be one of the 3 people who I tell, right? Like maybe there'll be signs, right? You'd have the day ones you bring in the fold, but they probably wealthy too. You know what I mean? Like they probably have their own wealth as well. You feel me? Or even if not, like they cool in their own way. This is really kind of buckling within, especially for those of you who've been in this hermit loop or in this hermit phase. It's like whoever was messing with you and supporting you then, that's probably the only people who you're gonna, you know. So the foundation we have is the Knight of Cups again. So the Knight of Cups is within your groovy. So you are enjoying it, but I think you're being a lot more selective around who you're enjoying. And remember, the lesson of this is 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is a card of discipline. So the challenge with the Hermit is literally locking in. And it's a card of discipline and doing what is necessary to realistically, kind of maintain this sense of luxury. So the main lesson of this is luxury. And it's enjoying this luxury, but privately. All right. We do have the 3 of Cups, though. So it's so interesting. Kobe said, you'd be one of 3 people who I tell. So you are going to tell like 3 people. The 3 of Cups is, and I got you. Hello, kitty. I got you. So 3 of Cups is you've had friendships in the past, and I think you're going to honor those connections. 3 of Cups comes in the position of the lovers. So we do see this theme in the recent past, you enjoying yourself with people who enjoy you festively. There is this sense of ritual here. There is this sense of camaraderie. There is this sense of friendship. I'm telling nobody, but there will be signs. All right. So the crown we have here is the Devil card, of course. Oh my God. Anyone have an interpretation about that? The Devil card, it looks debaucherous. Okay. Some of you are spending it on coke, booze, and strippers. I just see that right now, especially with the 3 of Cups. Like I think you gonna keep it hush hush, but some of you go into the strip club. I'm not saying all of you, but the Devil card looks nefarious right here. This is as an outlook. Which it's so funny because we had the card of innocence, the 6 of Cups here. So I feel like with the Devil card, there is some element of, I think, indulgence, but the Devil card could be Agent Smith's. Okay, there is this temptation. There will be the temptation to kind of indulge, and that's where the underlying theme is temperance. It's like, don't waste all your money getting drunk every day, but it's also saying you don't have to go cold turkey. You can enjoy yourself. But the underlying theme of the temperance is to do everything in moderation. All right. And the next step we have here is the Knight of Wands. So this is passion. This could be someone sending you the DP, and hopefully it's not embarrassing. But like, yeah, this could also be someone rushing towards you. This could also be a road trip. So if this is representing you, this is interesting. If we look at this person as approaching this person, right? We have this Knight approaching this Knight, but then we could also see this as you going on a road trip, coming into great passion. This is Sagittarius. So the next step is saying after Scorpio season is Sagittarius season. Okay. We could also see the devil card as you and a friend bumping uglies. So we could see this devil card as maybe crack and sex. Like you never do crack, but it's a special occasion and this person and these people are partying and having sex. So that's another way you can see this, especially if this is a romance reading. This person's more seductive. This person's more introspective, but they have a freaky, passionate side. So I want to open multiple interpretations for you. Okay. It's like I never do crack and I'll never do crack, but just this once. And I'm not telling you to do crack. I've never done crack a day of my life. I'll do shrooms. The most I'll probably do is acid. You feel me? Or ketamine. I've done ketamine once. But like, you feel me? Like, this is definitely gonna be like some ecstasy, right? Ecstasy looks like it'll hit. All right, or some Molly. The now you're coming up as the 5 of Cups. So that's interesting because we had the 4 of Wands, this celebration festivity in the previous reading. So 5 of Cups is you mourning and it's you releasing certain regrets. Have I tried DMT? Yes. DMT is the one thing that I normally like. DMT is the one thing I'm shook to do. Like, I'll pass. I've never really been like that with a substance. Like, I'm not trying to do DMT because it's too intense. And I've never done M3 BO-DMT. DMT is worth it to do at least once. That shit'll take you there. You will feel like you're dying. That's why I don't like the DMT shows you how much of a bitch you are. I'm gonna be completely honest. DMT kind of showed me, hey, you a bitch, Peace Deal. That's why it's helped me face my fears. But like, there's another DMT that's even crazier. I haven't done that one. The M3O DMT, I'm not even gonna touch that one. Yeah, I'm good. So if you add DMT, it's worth it to do at least once and properly. I feel like if you're a Pisces, especially, you'll get it. I've never even really had a breakthrough experience, but I've had some experiences. It's a lot more mental for me, but that shit'll make you feel like you're dying. I promise you, like for a good second or two, you'll be like, oh shit, oh, okay. And then you get used to it. So I don't know. It is what it is. We do have the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles is this sense of patience and investments. So some of you might have something to regret, kind of like after you do crack for the first time, you're like, I'm disgusting. Or some of you might have done meth. You literally do die, basically, and your brain has to like process. This could be like the night after, like, ugh. But no, the 5 of Cups, I think, really is you kind of overcoming previous regrets that aren't necessarily regrets, certain disappointments, right? And of course, the 3 of Cups, for some of you, this could just be like a party you got too drunk at, because we do have the Devil and the 3 of Cups. Now, the guidance that we have is the 4 of Wands. Now, remember, the 4 of Wands came up as you in the previous reading. Yeah, shrooms is really ideal. You never really need to do more than shrooms. DMT made me appreciate shrooms so much more. Like shrooms is really it. And ideally, I'll do shrooms like once a month if I can get to that. Boom, and just stay sober the rest of the month. But that being said, the currency, but I don't do drugs, just weed. One of my favorite bars. The 4 of Wands is talking about it's time to celebrate. Okay, so this is definitely like ecstasy. Maybe I feel you on that. The 4 of Wands is saying you're going to strengthen your connection with community. You know what I mean? You're going to, there is invites. You want to take invites. Remember, this is where we got the Knight of Cups. Some of you want to take opportunities to party or to connect or to throw a house party. Okay. And good to know. And see, these outcomes are hidden. So remember, the outcome we had was the Magician, right? And the Magician Now we have the Nine of Cups. So this idea of what you have been thinking and manifesting is coming true. Your wishes are coming true. Okay. And with the Temperance card, this is like a wish come true that lasts. All right. It's a blessing when it comes with the Temperance. The Seven of Pentacles is saying that this wealth isn't really coming from nowhere. Okay. Like a lot of you have invested in this, you've taken some losses. And now this is going to lead to not just financial independence, but emotional satisfaction. Okay, the wishes are coming true. As such, make a wish right now. What do you guys feel about the Four of Wands for guidance? Especially with the Devil card, right? There could be some level of temptation, but I think this is just balancing that with moderation, not being prude, right? Not being going cold turkey, but not going overboard and moderating yourself. All right. Because the Nine of Cups is putting you in a position to appreciate the community you're strengthening around you and to see satisfaction. This with the Magician is talking about your wishes coming true, your intentions being made manifest. All right. We're set for life. Let me just remind you of that. Do you have it or do you not? Let me tell you, we got it like that. We set for life. We're not hesitant on that. We're not afraid to admit that. We ain't no punks. We ain't no motherfucking punks. You heard me? Now, if this is a romance reading, prepare to bump uglies. And I do prepare to bump uglies. And you may be in a position where you're moving in with a prospective romantic partner and your wish is going to come true. Which tied to the first reading could be a new love. This could be a new situation or dynamic. I don't even want to say sex anymore. I'm just going to say bump uglies. Like it, I feel like an old schooler when I say that. And that just sounds cool to me. Okay. So you might be bumping the ugly with the Devil card. And I think it might be cool. Please describe that in detail. It's a bumping of uglies. It's an ugly bumping. So with that being said, we're going to do the last reading. Alexandra, I got your Venmo. Thank you very much. Manifesting my husband, love, and money. What does the universe want me to know? I got you. Okay. So right now, the universe wants you to know you got it right now. And you want to approach it as if it's on the way and already here. All right. And the universe will do the rest. So we got you on the queue. Once again, for those of you who would like a card, we're going to do 3 cards for $20, minimum $10 a card. All right. Shout out to those of you guys on Instagram. I've mainly been reading comments on YouTube, but I see you guys on here too. Thank you guys for joining. All right. I hope you guys are enjoying this reading. And yeah, let's see what we got for this final spread. So this one, we can give a career reading, but just like the previous one, we're gonna just leave the interpretation open. Scorpio season gods, what is the reading you have for us? Give us something that tops the first 2 readings, because it's hard to top the Magician and the Nine of Cups as an outcome. Like this is really fine. Please understand, what have I been saying astrologically about Scorpio season? This is breakthrough. This is harvest. It's breaking through everything we've done since March in the eclipse. And then we're completing the Pluto cycle. So this season in Sagittarius season is transforming us and ascending us into the conclusion of this year. So, something to keep in mind. It makes sense that we're going to come into this fulfillment more than ever during this period if we take into account the cycle. So the underlying theme we have is the Chariot, baby. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Is this motherfucker on his phone? Get the fuck out of here. And then did these guys always have titties? I didn't know they had boobs. This is so interesting. This motherfucker look like he on his phone. Like, what is... I love this deck. I really love this deck. I am mind blown. So that being said, the underlying theme with the Chariot is to keep it pushing, keep it moving. Maintain this momentum. Texting and driving, right? This is a car, but the chariot is talking about not giving into immediate gratification. So when you make $100,000 out of nowhere, do not spend that all on booze and hookers. Reinvest like 75 racks, keep pushing it forward, right? Or reinvest how much you want, but let your victories, this is talking about as underlying theme, you're going to achieve victory. We wouldn't be talking about momentum if you weren't gaining a push forward. So you're going to come into necessary momentum. You want to, of course, maintain this momentum, okay? And this is beautiful for career reading as well, because you're going to feel this forward, especially if some of you felt stuck. If some of you felt like your career's not going anywhere, if some of you felt like you're lacking direction, you're going to gain this direction. Who's going to give you this direction? You, your willpower, your motivation, your desire to push forward. Boom, you're going to come into victory. You just have to maintain this momentum. Don't rest on your laurels and get lazy because things are pushing forward. Keep it up. Keep it up. The main lesson we have here, oh my Jesus. Someone's dead. And I don't mean death card transformation. I love this deck. This looks beautiful. You might have caught a body. And now we went from the 9 of swords to the 10 of swords. I feel like if anyone threw witchcraft on you, you'll know because they die. Especially with Mars opposite Uranus. And if you find out they die and you get the sense it was connected to you, don't feel bad because that could have been you. And honestly, good fucking riddance. I hope they rot in hell. But that being said, the 10 of swords could also be the death of a difficult situation. So this could represent, especially relative to career or not, right? This could represent something that's ending, right? This could represent a mindset that you no longer think anymore. Okay. This could also represent maybe an approach towards career that no longer makes money. You're calling it quits. I like to think of the 10 of swords as the end of a difficult situation and a negative way of thinking as well. All right. Lest you bump uglies to death. All right. And hopefully you don't get manslaughter because you did it so strong. Now we do have the 9 of wands. And the 9 of wands is this, you don't think that's suspicious, right? This is very interesting. 9 of wands is almost this hush-hush protective aura about you catching a body and hiding and dumping the body. But really, we can also see this as, once again, this overprotectiveness and this discernment around what no longer applies to you or realistically what you're looking at. I would also like an alternate interpretation. How would you read the 9 of swords challenging the 10 of swords? Because we do have the 10 and the 9. One is sun in Gemini. The other is moon in Sagittarius. So that's the full moon in Sagittarius here. 10 of swords, 9 of wands. I think this is, once again, kind of not realistically entertaining bullshit from other people and being willing to cut out anything that kind of entertains that. But we do have the 9 of swords again as the foundation, the conclusion that leads to a new beginning. So this is tied to this anxiety and this psychic attack. You are more than effectively demolishing, if anything. Okay. Remember, the underlying theme here is the Chariot. So I get the sense that this is that dirty undercover work that people don't want to do and would rather spiritually bypass, but you're not spiritually bypassing. You're dealing with it, right? This is the, you don't know what demons people are fighting within. So someone could be looking kind of stuck up or closed off, but they demon slaying. This could be you as well, right? This is the shit you might see on DMT. I've seen my first DMT dragon, and I didn't cower. I stood my ground. Okay. Back to the nine. Yeah, people are really attacking the collective. This is like collective unconscious attack on those who won't get in line in a certain sense. And now the past position we have. The past position we have is the Ace of Swords. So this is beautiful because now, of course, the Ace of Swords represents this new idea, this new way of thinking that you're using to fight these demons, right? That you're using to end this way of thinking. So it makes sense that you're ending an old way of thinking as you've stepped into new epiphanies. This could, with the Three of Cups and the Lovers, been in the midst of a festive celebration. But regardless, with the Ace of Swords, this could also be new ideas recently about your career and where to take your career. Now, the crown we have is the Two of Wands. I love the Two of Wands in this deck. This is beautiful. So this is, of course, two people creating their vision of how they want to conquer the world. How dare the Ace of Wands be that fire? I feel you. To be completely honest, this is the after tarot. So the Two of Wands is like, despite this anxiety you're clearing away, despite this dark night of the soul you're being done with, Two of Wands says your vision is still sharp. You know you still have options. That's the most important thing about the Two of Wands. You are not limited. You have options. As reserved as you might be, you know you could make your plans go like this. You can work with these people or you can work with those people. And the Two of Wands is really putting you in a position to direct the focus of your desires. Next step, of course, we have is Moon in Cancer. Ooh, I've never seen the Four of Cups look like this. So they took the cup and they just drained it. Four of Cups is just this disinterestedness. It's really a card of emotional contemplation, but I think this carries the mood, really. It's like you're just unbothered, right? Remember, with the other readings, this is you really processing this sense of like keeping certain, because the Nine of Wands correlates with the Nine of the Hermit, right? It's keeping certain things hush hush. Four of Cups, could you be just turning down opportunities? It's like, yeah, I'll go to the party. I ain't going to that fucking party. You know what I'm saying? That cup could have been poisoned. Elisha, that's also really good, right? You're not really just accepting everything, right? But the Four of Cups is really sorting through how you feel. And especially with this anxiety that's being projected on you, it's having you discern your situation much more on point, if anything. Now, keep in mind, after the moon is in Taurus, it's going to go through Gemini, and then it'll be in Cancer, which is the Four of Cups. So that's that next step, which we also got the Fool in a different reading. So what you're showing up as is the Five of Wands. This is this competitive strife and struggle. It's like a pickup basketball game, a clash of egos that doesn't have to really be violent. And if anything, could just be more competitive and fun. But it's you standing out by throwing yourself in a competition, knowing you'll stand out. And we do have the Two of Swords. So we got the Four of Swords here in a previous reading, which means you're sleeping on things. You're keeping things hush hush. You're not letting people know your hand, which I see. That's smart. The guidance we have is the Eight of Wands. This is Mercury in Sagittarius. So allow for things to move very quickly as they will and to shift very quickly. Okay. Now that Mercury is in Sag and will retrograde coming in the next week, you're going to come into fast breakthroughs, a lot of messages. Be open to changing the way you see things as things are going to come in hot. And the outcome we have is now the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is an outcome. Oh shit! Oh my God, that's amazing. So you know how in the Seven of Wands, you're in the top You like people are coming up and you have the advantage. This is you jumping into the fray. This is you like, bitch, boom, jumping into that fray right there. Okay, which I think is beautiful. So 7 of Wands is victory due to not backing down. 7 and 7 means that this victory is a long time coming. Means that though you may fight alone, absolute victory is yours. And you're going to kick ass. I'm going to be completely honest. This is you jumping into the fray and you're reverse jumping people. All these people came to jump you. And you're like, I'm about to whoop all your ass right now. Like, this is beautiful. The cards are talking. This is crazy. And I think the guidance is just going to be all the support that comes in very hot, that kind of aligns things together. So this is not a peachy roses and sunshine reading. We about to get sturdy here. And I think this is going to put you in a position to gain this momentum. But now we can see why someone's catching a body. With the 10 of Swords, I don't think you're the one that's going to get murked. I think you might be doing the murking. So, yeah. That's the third and final reading we have for Scorpio season. And considering that this card is coming in the position of the Magician and the 9 of Cups, this card that represents not backing down and victory because of your non-conformity and standing up for yourself, I think is going to lead to satisfaction. I think it's going to represent the absolute victory that comes even though you stand alone, you stand up for yourself and you will be the last one standing. Okay. Because these people are just theatrics. You're the substance. They focus more on form so that it looks right. You focus more on substance so you can freestyle the form because you got it like that. You have the substance. So you can literally build the form around the chalk of substance where you're dealing with a lot of substance list people who are just focused way more. This clowns focus way more on form and how things look than anything actual real and real substance. Okay. So this was awesome, Forest Fairy. Thank you so much once again. This is beautiful to break in that deck. Now we're going to do, of course, the live readings. So for those of you who would like a live reading, feel free to join the queue. All right, let's get it crack-a-lackin'. First, we have Follow the Moon. Okay, and I see we got one for Steph. So for you, brother, underlying theme we have for you is the 5 of Wands, which is saying that you are stimulating, your presence is stimulating this competitive atmosphere. The best way to stand out, if anything, is to put yourself out there so that you could show people how different you are from the competition. But if anything, this doesn't have to be like confrontational. This is just going to be like positive struggle. It's just going to be like keeping active in order to push things forward. So the cards we have for you are the King of Cups, which is compassion and counseling wisdom. We have the 10 of Wands, Saturn in Sagittarius. And then we have the 8 of Cups. This is very interesting. So this is almost like walking away from where you have too much burden, or someone walking away from you and leaving you with all the burden. It's like they're running away from the responsibility. This is saying you're wise, but you have a lot on your plate, right? You're taking responsibility, but you don't want people to kind of delegate everything on your shoulders. And this is interesting. This seems to be after the wands are dropped and you're just focusing on what's important. And the 8 of Cups is you kind of walking away. I like that this is after the 8 of Cups has walked away to a degree. And now someone who misses you is coming up to the cups to see what, you know, they've missed. So this doesn't have to be depressing, but it's like, I think people are going to realize you were carrying a whole lot of support. And now that you're not going to let yourself be used, it's like people may start to regret that. But I think this is also you kind of distancing yourself from certain environments that don't necessarily allow you the freedom to really breathe or at least recognize the work you're doing. It doesn't have to be like that either, though. The Eight of Cups, if not representing someone else, is going to really speak of just go, not even just going where you're valued, but how do I say this? I guess walking away from emotional investments. Okay, so it's not you're gonna realize it wasn't all for nothing, and you're leaving at the right time. All right. So next we have for Callie, 3 for 20. Underlying theme we have for you, Callie, is the Ace of Pentacles. Look at this bug. So this is a healthy new beginning. This is new money. I recommend listening to New Money by Royce the 5'9". Ace of Pentacles is putting you in a position to make new investments, to come into new money, maybe even a new income stream. And we have Temperance, which is beautiful. So you're going to balance it in moderation. And this is also going to put you in a position to really come into breakthroughs concerning how this literally comes from thin air. You're going to be able to make this come from thin air, especially how well you're going to be in a position to balance your life with it. We have the Knight of Cups, which is going to have you push forward more seductively and heartfelt. And we do have, of course, the Three of Swords. So I get the sense that this is going to overcome any betrayal or really represent certain sacrifices in order to really grow this Ace of Pentacles. And that's very interesting as well to see the Three of Swords the way it is here, because with this Temperance backing, I think it's going to protect this seductive approach from getting your heart hurt. Maybe being able to see it from a mile away. This could even represent someone who wishes to betray you. But I get the sense that because of the way you're bringing your lifestyle in moderation, if anything, you might be in a position to heal someone's heart here. All right. So I don't get the sense this Three of Swords is going to be this element of like betrayal or heartbreak, but I think it's going to be something you see. And look, when I split the deck, right, to put the Three of Swords in, I got the Ace of Swords, where now this is at. So be mindful, this could represent the Knight of Cups could also be a proposal. It could also be a proposal as well. So hopefully that proposal is legit and, breaks through maybe the sense of deception. You'll know, though, because of the approach. All right. Steph Bornstein. Okay. The underlying theme we have for you is the King of Pentacles. So unlike the Ace of Pentacles, this is already a wealthy married man. This could be you making very powerful financial investments. All right. And the card we have here is the Ten of Swords. Oh my God. So this could be the death of this King of Pentacles. A court card is usually going to represent somebody who's very wealthy, but this could also represent maybe the end of your friendship with this person. I don't want to sugarcoat this. This looks like someone's dying. But it could also mean maybe the end of communication. It could also mean maybe the end of a negative way of thinking when it comes to how you invest your money or invest in land. Ten of Swords to me can also mean something that blows your mind, right? And shatters the way you used to think about maybe somebody here. So I'm going to open the interpretation of what this might mean. But damn, that's very interesting. Could be a mind-blowing proposal too. We do have a bonus card, Page of Cups. So yeah, I'm very interested into how that's going to play out because that already looks nuts. Okay. So next we have Alexandra. Okay. What does the universe want me to know? It's beautiful. As a Virgo rising, this Saturn in your 7th is preparing you for marriage. So your manifestation is not off at all, which is beautiful. Okay. And shout out to Double Shot of Venus. So Alexandra, the underlying theme we have for you is the Temperance. Keep everything in moderation. You definitely want to, of course, do more of what you're not doing enough of, do less of what you're doing too much of, and you will see things come into a greater balance. We do have the Nine of Swords, so this idea of you fighting your through your anxiety, which I don't think is really your anxiety, but with Saturn in your seventh, you're fighting the collective unconscious and you're kicking its ass. And then we also have the Lovers, which, okay, this is you manifesting this love. And I think with the Temperance card, it is also angelic support. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is independent financials. So you're coming out the dark night of the soul, and you said you're manifesting love and money. And you weren't lying. You really are manifesting love and money. You can't make this shit up. And it's through this dark night of the soul, it's through breaking through this projected anxiety towards you, that this angelic support and the alchemic principles that you are using to balance your life is going to have you step into, this amazing love and passion and money. Okay, like independently made money. I think that's beautiful. And I like that this is coming through, the difficulty that got you through here, especially things projected, the psychic attack, all that, which super awesome. So next we do have double shot of Venus. The underlying theme we have for you is the Knight of Cups, which is just seductive and chill. You know what I'm saying? This is you. This could be a proposal towards you. I see this as you just being very seductive, being able to speak to anyone's heart. And we have the Temperance card again. So I think you're going to be able to take an artistic approach coming into Sagittarius season of bringing your life into so much greater flow, being in a flow state. And it's like freestyling your entire week and month and putting yourself in a position to build a lifestyle around what you love and around what's creative to you as well. Angelic support, especially with the Temperance, but with the Knight of Cups as an underlying theme, I think it's like it's like you're gonna have so much more room to really focus on any artistic develop. This is gonna be especially true if people are like, "Oh, you can't make a living doing that." You're gonna prove them wrong. You're gonna be like, "Actually, I can." Okay. So last but not least, we do have the final reading for Miss Quee. Miss Quee. The underlying theme we have for a week is the Three of Wands. So you're seeing your ships come in. Miss Quee, this is saying that what are your long and short-term plans? What actions have you been taking to see these come into fruition? Keep it up. Keep up the great work. Keep putting yourself in this position to facilitate this, right? You're going to see more evidence that the doors are opening for you. And the card we have to supplement this is you, the Queen of Wands. So you're sitting on your throne and you know that your short and long-term plans are coming to fruition. You're continuing to work on this enterprising ideas. This is Aries. This is Sun in Aries. So this is putting you in a position to really sit powerfully, to really sit boldly. Like you're her, you're that bee. You're hot, you're popular. And I like this. I like how you're pronounced on your throne here. So the Three of Wands is you're not just sitting pretty. It's like opening a new business. It's like starting new endeavors, and you're taking the action necessary to step into that direction. Okay. So yeah. You stay blessed as always. I think that's all we got for now. All right. As I said before, if you guys would like a reading, I have everything 30% off, and we will resume tomorrow. I might do the full moon ceremony sooner than later, Or okay, I'll do it at the same time. And then Thursday we will do of course that I wouldn't mind doing a transit talk at all, actually. Yep. Oh, that's beautiful. Second YouTube channel for kids. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, just keep it, just keep at it. I might as well. It's been so long since we've done one. So I wouldn't be opposed to that. But yeah. Um I want to do the full moon ceremony earlier at like 3 p.m. All right, David, I got you. But I might do it at the same time. Do you guys want me to do it at the same time as this? Or should I do it a little earlier to catch the actual full moon? Maybe like 2 or 3 hours earlier. We'll see. So, David, the underlying theme we have for you here is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is definitely depth of emotion as a court card. This could actually be a woman who has very strong and powerful feelings for you. All right. If this is representing you, because I know you have Cancer placements, this could represent the receptivity of emotional intelligence. It's making you super psychic. And that's putting you in a position to understand how others are feeling. But I get the sense this could be, if this is someone you're talking to, if this is someone who has opened up their emotions, there's deep love here for you. We do have the Knight of Wands and we do have the Hierophant. So there could be this rush to commitment. The Knight of Wands could also speak towards gaining your creative mojo back and being put in a position to guide others and teach others based on what it is you know. You definitely have the keys here with the Hierophant. So it's like people are coming to you to gain that knowledge. And this could also represent maybe traveling or coming into work through or for an organization and spreading the influence of said organization. So that'd be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm not entirely sure if the Queen of Cups is speaking of a romantic potential, because if so, the Hierophant could even be marriage. It could even be like rushing towards committing to each other. So I'm going to leave all those interpretations open. And you guys stay blessed as always. All right. I will catch you guys tomorrow. I'm probably going to do the full moon somewhere closer to the exact 180 degree. So just stay tuned. And then Thursday we'll resume with the pick a card reading. So I'm going to pull a bonus card for you guys. Look forward to new money. And what's a final bonus card we can have for everybody? Yeah, the Knight of Cups has been coming up a lot, guys. And the Queen of Swords. So I get that there's some seduction at play. You definitely want to approach things at a heartfelt level and to not be too intellectual or heady about things. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.